I've heard so much about it.
Hola. A lot of you guys have been asking over on my TikTok and Instagram what shoes I've been rocking, or you see my like rotation videos and you'll ask if I still have certain shoes in my collection. So I thought this would be a good place and a good time to do a shoe collection video where I showcase all the shoes that are in my closet. Also, if you don't already, follow my Instagram and my TikTok at Black Hoodie, BLVCK, hoodie with 3 E's. But anyway, let's get into the video. First, let's talk sneakers. And for the first pair, I have one that you just recently saw, if you've seen it, the America Cups by Prada. I just picked these up in New York. It's the perfect balance of like a dress shoe and a sneaker. I've seen other colorways that are pretty sick. Something you'll learn very quickly is that 9 out of 10 times, I'm wearing black. So like there's no point for me to like experiment too much if it's not within like 4 different colors, because I'm gonna just choose black every single time. Next sneaker is one that maybe the hype got to me a bit, and I'm not afraid to say it or ashamed to say it, but I have the Gucci Adidas Gazelles in the green colorway, which is the best colorway in my opinion. I really do like the materials. The materials on these is absolutely fantastic with the suede and like, is it velour on the upper here? The only thing that I've always had issues with sneakers is gum bottoms. I've never been a fan of gum bottoms. I don't know why I thought like, oh, since these are like Gazelles, a gum bottom would be different. I have this like love-hate relationship because I'll say to myself, I'm gonna sell these. Like I think it's time for me to let them go. And I just look at them. And I go, nah, I'm tripping. Going on from a shoe I don't wear all that much to one that is the most worn shoe in my collection. It is the CDG Foamposites. This, listen, at the time when it dropped, it was controversial when I said it. But I said, A, we're bringing back Foamposites. And B, this is my favorite shoe of all time. And as crazy as that is, I've been debating buying like a second or third pair just to restock for the rest of my life. I love the CDG Foamposites like that much. When they dropped, not a lot of people, like there was hype because it was CDG, but like not a lot of people were talking about it, especially when they retailed for like 500 bucks. But luckily I had this and the white pair, but I did get rid of the white pair. I didn't like it as much. But I've had this same black pair for like 2 years now, maybe. No, like a year and a half. But I've worn these religiously. The spiral design on them is so sick. And it's like the perfect mix of like a chunky shoe that almost works like a boot, but it's not a boot. I don't know. I'm crazy, but I genuinely, this is like top 3 shoes ever for me. I love these. I actually might have to try like cop a new pair just for the future. The next couple pairs of sneakers are gonna be more so grails. And even though you're like, Jevon, those are the lost and founds, how's that grail? Well, for me, growing up, I always wanted a pair of Chicago's. Around 2015, they had just dropped the newest pair and I couldn't buy them. 2016, 2017, Virgil and Off-White started to like do the Jordan 1 collaborations. So I always wanted a pair of Chicago's, never could afford a pair of Chicago's. I had heard a year prior that they were gonna redo or like re-drop the Chicago Jordan 1s. And I was intrigued, but I really like the concept of like almost a worn in vintage pair of Chicago 1s because those are the ones I enjoy. Like I wanted to buy the 1994s. I could never even think about owning the 85s, but like the 94s I thought were sick because it's kind of like beaten and you know, it seems like life has been in these. For me, it's a grail. Like I can never get rid of these. Like I've only worn them twice, but I can never get rid of the lost and founds. They're just so sick. Like the Chicago colorway is the best colorway to ever drop. It's so historical. I mean, come on, dude. It's iconic. Next pair is one that I've been looking for like
2 years.
These dropped in spring, summer 21. Virgil Abloh was, he might not be the greatest designer, but he was my favorite designer of all time because he made me interested in fashion. Like the mixture of him and Kanye was the main catalyst that got me into fashion. I feel like got a majority of people into fashion. And to see someone who looked like me be able to do it at the highest levels at Louis Vuitton gave me hope. Like maybe I could do something too. Like I don't have to be in one of these huge towns or huge cities. Like I could be from Nashville and maybe I could do something. So this colorway is one I had been looking for years, and I could never find it because when this originally dropped, I couldn't buy it. Like I could dream of it, I couldn't buy it. So when I finally had the money to then go out to buy a pair, this wasn't available anymore. So I ended up buying like this same colorway, but like just all black and white. And I didn't really like it as much. And I ended up selling it. Afterwards, Virgil had passed. So the prices for this skyrocketed. And I really couldn't afford it. So ever since, I've been looking just to see if someone lists the pair up, an authentic pair, for a decent price. And luckily, I found a guy who was selling his. And it's a half size too big for me. But that doesn't matter. They're in decent condition. So I had to go ahead and pick them up. And it's just a grail shoe. Like this, like I said earlier with the CDG foams, this is top 3. And it's probably my number 1. Because of what it means for me personally. And just the overall look of like that fragment colorway. I mean, it's just beautiful, isn't it? You just like looking at it. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just crazy, but like I just have it in its case and it just sits there. And I think to myself, that's a sick shoe. That's a sick shoe. Next sneaker is one that's also very recent. It is the Wells Bonner Adidas Samba in the silver color. And this is a shoe that I originally had seen and really liked the concept of it. I do feel it is very trendy. I've worn mine quite a lot for just how recent I got it. I don't know how much I like it anymore. And I don't know if I don't like it as much because of me or if it's because I've seen so many people post about these. And like, yeah, I've posted about it too, but I've seen so many people post and talk about these. And it's almost made me not like them as much as I did because they felt so unique. Like it felt so different than what everybody else was wearing. And it's not like I'm walking around the streets and I'm seeing people wear these or wear silver shoes in general, but it almost felt like they were slightly like under the radar and then it was just like, boom, everybody was talking about it. I don't know, dude, I don't know. Next pair of sneakers is one that I think is crazy slept on. I remember Jordan Clarkson had a pair of slip-on checkered Vans. And ever since, I was like, dude, checkered Vans are kind of sick. Bianca, Chandon, and Vans did a collab where they did like this star, like almost checkered pattern. And it looks beat up. It's super sick. I think they're super slept on. This is like one of my favorite white shoes to wear. I don't own a ton of like white shoes, especially sneakers. And anytime I'm just like super lazy, I just throw these on. Next pair of shoes is another sneaker. And it's the most popular shoe on earth right now. And that is the Adidas Samba. As a slip-on, like just throw them on type of black shoe whenever I don't want to wear the heavy foams, then these are the shoe I wear. Super casual, super chill, and super cheap and reasonable. I mean, you just can't go wrong with a pair. I feel like everybody should probably own a pair of Sambas. I added a pin to mine to kind of personalize it, give it a different touch to it, so it's just not as basic. And then the last sneaker is going to be the Salomon XT6s. Picked these up in New York. Really needed them. I only had a white like athletic sneaker, so adding a black one to it just kind of seemed like it made sense. And you can already tell these are kind of getting beat up, not gonna lie. Now that sneakers are over and done with, let's move on to boots and derbies. First pair is the Kiko Nash Derby in this brown colorway. One thing I will say is, Kiko, I love you, but that leather insole is horrible. I can wear it for like 10 minutes and my feet are hurting. So I had to put in just some regular like athletic insoles because, dude, they hurt so bad. And these do give me slight bowling shoe vibes, but like cool bowling shoe vibes. You know what I mean? Like if I stepped out in these, like you would say to yourself, like, that's a guaranteed strike right there. You know what I mean? So like these are cool. These are cool. I like the ugly. I don't know why. I've been on this like faux fur kick for a while where it's like I've been buying like vests and belts and things of those sorts that are kind of like this faux fur. Never have I done something like in this cow print, but in my head I was like, it works. And not only does it work, it's fire. So I bought them. Luckily, I got these on sale. They retail for like $600, and then they were knocked down to like $4 something, and then they were like 50% off. So I ended up getting them for like $200. I have worn these way more than I thought I would, They low-key go with a lot more than you would expect. The Michelin pair of boots. Who'd have guessed, huh? The last derby in my collection is gonna be the Doc Martin 1461. I think these are like $100. I know there's colorways where you can like, they already have the stitching like blacked out. Personally, those don't fit or look the same naturally as like the normal 1461. So I just get the normal 1461, and then you can either take black Sharpie, or I like to take like black leather paint, and you can just like color out the stitching. They kind of suck to break in, and I would say probably go a size down just because of it. But as like a beginner derby, they're fantastic. Moving on to the heavy hitters, we got boots. These are the Somar, I think, Grunt boots, if I'm not mistaken. I like to do it where like the lacing is just very, I tie it in the back here, and then I have it where it's just kind of staying like this. Like I don't tie it up or anything. Much more of a casual look. I've worn these with shorts, I've worn these with pants, I've worn them with literally anything. If you're looking in the leather, super soft, softer than you would think. Shout out to Owen, he's killing it with Somar. These are dope. So Somar combat boots. I love hiking boots, and as you can see, these are the Solvera X Roning hiking boots. I have beat these up more than I would like to admit. I didn't know I would like hiking boots as much as I have, and I'm kind of starting to think that I should upgrade these and look for another pair. So if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below. I've been looking at the Morehouse ones. Those are sick. $450 is steep though. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I mean, dude, look at this. I'm just now realizing this, making this video, but I've worn it so much, the sole's starting to talk to me. I really need an upgrade, and I need to upgrade quick. But yeah, shout out to Magnus, because these are dope. He made a sick shoe. Next pair of boots is these ones from Steve Madden. I ended up thrifting these for like $10. I don't know what the exact name of it, but I just know it says Steve Madden from the inside there. But yeah, Steve Madden Cuban heel boots. Next boot is a pair of Tims, but it's not the normal Tims. It's a pair of glazed Tims, as some must say. But these are the Veneda Carter Timberland collab. And I've never been a fan of Tims, but I am a big fan of Veneda Carter. And I picked these up recently because when she did this collab, I saw it and I thought they were sick. I like the take on a normal Tim. It kind of elevates it, in my opinion. And I think it's a nice boot to wear. Like, I haven't got much wear of it now, but like in the winter, I feel like I will. Next pair of shoes or boots, these are the Laredo, I believe, Lawton boots. And the only reason why I know that is because I saw these at the thrift and I was like, dude, those are so sick. That like cherry red Oxford color, that's dope. But the size on them, I didn't think they were gonna fit me, and I didn't try them on. I was like, man, those are sick. I'm not gonna grab them though. So I left them alone, and I came back the next day, they were gone. And I was like, no, someone's beat me to it. I couldn't believe it. So I had to look them up, because I was like, I have to find where these boots are from or what they are. And after a couple days, I finally found out they were the Laredo Lofton boots. But this colorway is supposedly like, they don't make it. Like the brown and the black colorway, they still make it, but the leather's not the same, because this is it almost looks more patent leather, like it's shiny, but they don't make this, like, I think it's called like cherry color. They don't make it anymore. So I was kind of just down on my luck. I was like, man, that sucks. I'm not gonna be able to find them. I just happened to go in like a week later to the same thrift, and they had them. I don't know what happened. I've had them ever since. I don't wear that many cowboy boots, but these will stay in my collection forever. Next boot is the R Legacy flat toe boot. I was looking for a boot to do the, boots and shorts trend with. I really saw it because of the most recent Stussy collection, and in one of the pictures, they were styling the R Legacy flat toe boot with it. And I thought to myself, like, this is the boot I need for the boots and shorts trend. Because I'm a big fan of the trend, but I quickly learned my calves are just too big. So it looks really stupid on my body, like proportion-wise, because it literally just looks like boots stuck on my legs. So it's not as cool, and it's not as like, oh look, boots and shorts. So I've left it alone. And then the last boot in my collection is the R Legacy Camion boot in this brown color. And this would probably be my third most worn shoe or boot in my entire collection. The overall shape of the boot itself and the texture of the leather and the way it's like already starting to like shape around my foot is just fantastic. And that is all the boots in my collection that I own currently. Lastly, let's move on to slides and sandals. And I am a firm believer in the Moto Cab by Suicoats. I think they are one of the best sandals a man can buy. And I know they're like rip-offs of the Visum Cristos, but for the price, you can't really beat these, especially when they're on sale. I got these like 2 years ago for like 87 bucks when they're on sale, compared to the retail of like 200 and some odd dollars. So these have been my everyday casual wear it around the house, you know, just want to slip something on, as well as the Birkenstock Bostons. I've worn the all black leather pair for about 2, maybe 3 years now. It has been my favorite pair of just like slip-on shoes. You really can't go wrong with the Birkenstock Bostons, and the all black leather is my favorite. That is all the shoes in my collection.
Para